Welcome to WandrinDutch. Today, I'll be giving my thoughts and impressions on Assassin's Creed Valhalla on the Xbox Series X, and also be sharing a few tips to help you get through the game. Firstly, the game expands on its RPG mechanics with weapons and armour and accessories. Once more, you have the option to have different assassin's hoods, helmets, bracers, body armour, boots, and either weapon and shield or to dual wield. Each bit of equipment can either be found in-game, finding the hidden armour symbols on the map and looting hidden chests scattered around the world, earned by completing Opal bounty quests found in your main village, or purchased directly from the Uplay store. Each weapon and armour and clothing piece comes with rune slots to add extra buffs to them and can be upgraded by going to the blacksmith and upgrading. Some materials such as the gold ingots can be found scattered around the map and are harder to obtain. You will need these for higher level upgrades. The gold ingots cannot be purchased in the Uplay store, so this gives incentive to explore and find them to become even stronger. You also have skill points, and they return once again, which branch out in multiple directions, giving buffs to health, armour, specific elemental buffs and defences, light and heavy attacks, and unlock special abilities. At this point, I recommend where possible adding increased buffs to protect from heavy attacks and light attacks, and boost health as much as possible. Also then look to increase light and heavy attacks as much as possible early on. The quicker they are boosted and the easier the high level areas become, and you're able to handle raids as they become less of a chore and more fun. This also allows you to hunt down zealots which roam around the map without fear. So when you hear that horn, you won't have to run away anymore. The world maps are expansive and huge and comprise of Norway, England, and two Norse realms, both Asgard and Jotunheim, the land of the ice giants. With further expansions of both Ireland and Paris, France also announced for upcoming DLC in the future. The world itself is beautiful, with dynamic weather systems, deforming wood, snow, dense foliage, gorgeous horizons, sunsets and sunrises, and a whole host of wildlife to see the hunt along obligatory Norse fishing. In the raid you see on screen, you will see often paladins or champions coming to attack you first, after a barrage or a hailstorm of arrows from the archers. When you get each of these characters, whether it be smaller or larger, down to a certain health, you can do a finishing move. Each raid area has select areas where you have to get the loot from these golden chests, which do require AI assistance to open. To complete an area, you have to make sure you conquer each of the golden areas. There are some puzzles to get into certain areas, and certain areas are harder to find. Often are protected by larger enemies the closer you get to the cathedrals. The story itself is well written, beginning in Norway, where you learn the backstory of the main character Ivar Wolfkist and how he earned his name. You then set sail across the seas after discussions and introductions to some series-linked assassins heading to England, with a familiar backstory as to why they need your assistance and how they link to the main characters. When in England, you're given the task of expanding your encampment to make it a home, where raiding is the requirement of expansion. Following some expansion, you're given a side quest by the Seer. The Seer is essentially a character in Norse mythology who can see into the future and can see the paths and destinies of those within the clan and within Norse lore and mythos. Here we drink one of the potions, the Asgard potion, which will take you into a sleep. I won't go into a lot of the backstories that go behind it, but we will look into a portion of the Asgard realm here. These stages, however, are part of the game I've loved the most, diving headfirst into Norse mythos and character types behind each god, their behaviours and personalities, and really what made those gods the way they were. Such as Havi, otherwise known as the High One, or Odin. You wake up as Havi in this world. You are the High One, Odin. You converse with Freya, Tyr, Loki, among others. And of course, instead of a horse, you ride a giant elk. You will infamously remember this light bridge as well from other Norse-based games, such as the more recent God of War, where you cross Heimdall's Bridge, which leads to the other 9 realms. And of course, as you can see behind the Asgard tower there, also the Tree of Life. In these worlds you also come into face-to-face with puzzles, side quests, additional characters, additional plot thickeners for the backstory for both the main character and the side characters. These puzzles are relatively straightforward. Again, I'm only going to show you one of the little puzzles within this, as opposed to diving deep into this world. Obviously leave a lot of the exploration down to yourselves when you do explore this game for yourselves. My overall impressions of the game are really positive, in my opinion. Is that this is the best modern Assassin's Creed since the original trilogy, bringing in a lot more of the Norse lore, especially very much up my street, where you meet some of the should I say more unpleasant characters, the Doomsday characters such as Fenrir and Suttungr.
He told me of the builder's requests. An offer that gives me
Learn the traits of Tyr and Loki.
Why was this passage blocked? Has someone been here recently?
And why he has the name Trickster.
This builder is a stranger to us.
Of course, differing from that within the Marvel universe. He's a very mischievous character, even in Norse lore.
What happens here may ripple.
The story and the mythos are well written. The world vast and beautiful and full of charm and exploration. The graphics and detail are outstanding, and my 40 hours plus in the game so far leave me extremely happy that I have plenty yet to go. And with the added content, of course, if you already purchased the deluxe or pre-ordered or even the ultimate edition, you had the Way of the Berserker, which was one of the additional side quests at the beginning, Of course, the Way of the Berserker allows you to get the Berserker armor and have that additional quest where you meet a Berserker that becomes part of your clan. It's another part of the game as well that is extremely impressive, as where, unlike in Odyssey, where you recruit people based on fighting them on the battlefield and bringing them in, each town has a different story arc, a different quest arc, different characters that you recruit to your clan only after working with them to solve their own problems or complete their own quests. Then only then will they gain their allegiance.
Take what you need and do it quickly. We should not linger.
I can't wait for the additional content to come out for this. As mentioned, you have the Ireland content coming out soon, which looks terrific, as well as the siege on Paris. I hope you have enjoyed the video today. Remember, if you did, please leave a like, comment below and subscribe, as it really does help the channel, and after all, it is free. Hint hint. No, I'm only joking. But if you did like the content, please do like and subscribe and leave a comment below, and let me know what you think of the content, what you think of the videos we produce, and what you would like to see in the future. It really helps the channel.
Out of my way, Tyr. I'll suffer
If
no
you
worse
do
than
already
Asgard.
subscribe,
This
please
is a
be sure to hit that
sacred place.
notification bell
Killing here is forbidden.
so you know when we go live
You know this, Abby.
or upload any new content. If you want any further tips or tricks for the game, comment down below or drop me a message and I'll be sure to try and help. Or if you're interested in a tips or tricks video for Assassin's Creed Valhalla or any other game, please let me know. Potentially make that particular content in the future. If there's any additional content you would like to see in the future, again, please comment below and we'll see what we can do. But until next time, goodbye.
Loki.
You entered the well, did you not? And you found what you were looking for?
I have a skin of sacred water, yes. Is the builder preparing his demonstration?
How did the well look? Peaceful? Calm? Quiet?
What are you driving at, Loki?
Driving at? I'm only curious. The well is a wondrous place. I wish I could see it for myself.
There was a wolf cub with us, trespassing on sacred ground. But Tyr took care of it.